performance. No holding back. No more holding back anymore. That was embarrassing. No more Mr. Nice Guy from me. Embarrassing. Shocking. Disgusting. Any kind of word to think of with that performance. Disgusting. Shocking. Embarrassing. Awful. Horrific. Abhorrent. Any word in the thesaurus, any word in any book written in history that describes that performance. We gave them the goals. The first half, we were absolutely non-existent. The second half, we had a few minutes. And we didn't even come forward that much in those few minutes when Ipswich sort of held off a little bit. But we just gave them the goals. Our midfield, non-existent. Our defence was shocking. Dalberg, even though he wasn't at fault for most of the goals, he still conceded 6 goals. That is embarrassing. For a goalkeeper, that's embarrassing. You still need to try and save them as best you can. Like I say, he wasn't at fault for the goals we conceded. But it still doesn't take him out of the firing line. It's a team performance. The front three, non-existent. Again, nothing. No final ball, no final product, no final third, nothing. And once again, bottom of the league. 6 points from safety already. 6 flaming points. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. We were never in that game. Ipswich demolished us. And I said going into this game, it'll go one of 2 ways. Ipswich hadn't had a home win this season. They've only won once this season before today. They were either going to make their own mistakes and we come off the high of the Morecambe win, despite the Plymouth upset with the 2 penalties, and we go and take something out of them, or we get demolished and Ipswich turn up with that firepower. They had that firepower. They had that quality. They had the investment. And they would demolish us with that firepower. The second option proved to be right. They demolished us from back to front. The manager, the players, the board, the fans demolished this club today. Demolished this club tonight. And the best thing is, and you look at other defeats that we've had and you sort of think, well, there's a couple of players, you know, that would be part of the main first team, you know, that would be playing in that game but didn't because of injuries and whatnot. Yes, Galbraith was missing. Yes, Bostock was missing. But that today, there can be no excuses. Absolutely no excuses. And some of our fans slag off the board on social media. It's their opinion, they're entitled to it. But the manager can't make any excuses today. Richie has to take some of the blame today. He has to. Players take 50%, manager takes 50% of on the pitch tonight, to forget about what's happening behind the scenes at the club. Focus on the pitch. On the pitch, it's a 50-50 blame. 50% players, 50% manager. They both have to take the flaming blame. Both of them. Wellings and the players. They have to take the blame for today. Because we were never in that game. Never. Never, ever, ever. Even the few minutes where we looked like we were growing into it in the first half. Even the few minutes when Ipswich held off in the second half. We were still never in that game because we could not score. We couldn't score if we threw a rock into an empty can and it was right below us. Imagine if we were standing over an empty can, about to chuck a stone, just drop it out of our hands, just simply drop it out of our hands, held from a height into an empty can. We'd still miss. You know, it'll probably bounce out of the can. We couldn't score. We couldn't score. How many goals have we conceded this season? I can't even dread to think. How many goals have we scored this season? 1 against Wimbledon, 1 against Wigan, 1 against Morecambe. And there must be another one somewhere. 3 or 4 goals this season in 9 games. Disgusting. I'm not going to go into player ratings today, because every single player, every single sub gets a 0. 0. Every single player, 0. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Our next game is against MK Dons. Good luck trying to get something out of that. Good luck trying to get something out of that game, because they will batter us. Ipswich scored 6 tonight, and that was their first home win this season. MK Dons are scoring for fun right now. I bet they're watching our highlights going, there's double figures incoming. That's going to be a 10-0 win, 11-0 win, a 12-0 win. Because that's what they're thinking. What can we do? What can we do? If we can't laugh, we'll cry. If we can't cry, we'll laugh. Because it's just getting embarrassing now. And even I'll stand up and say it's embarrassing. Even someone who's so positive and finds the positives in the cruelest of defeats this season, I will stand up and say this is embarrassing, it's a laugh, it's a joke. Every Rovers fan will, even the most positive ones like me, will say this is a joke. Nothing more to be said. I could analyse the game more, but it'll bore my blood so much. I've analysed it enough. I mean, let's go through some of the goals specifically, shall we? The first goal. Ben Close's pass was pathetic. Pathetic. That's probably the worst pass, or one of the worst passes, arguably, I have seen as a Rovers fan for the past few years. And we've been through some hard times. Some very hard times. Second goal. In fact, second and probably even the fourth goal. Unmarked back post. At least 2 of the goals today, at least 2 of them, unmarked back post. 1 of them, unmarked, Evans with a volley. Other goals, just open space. No one giving a hoot. The free kick that Edmondson put in for number 6. What was the marking on that? That was comedy of errors. Shout out to William Shakespeare up there in the barred skies. That was a comedy of errors. Rovers, Rovers, wherefore art thou, Rovers? The tender defeats do not come hard to get. Well, they do come hard to get, because I'm livid right now. So Shakespeare must have been lying about that. Absolutely disgusting performance. Like I said, MK Dons on Saturday. That's going to be 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. That's going to be another thrashing on paper. Because we lost 6 tonight against the team that's got their first win at home this season, and it's a side that should be up there at the top of the league. And maybe this kicks them on now. Maybe we are the fault. Maybe we're the catalyst for them kicking on right now. MK Dons are like what, third in the league? Oh, are we actually going to go down this year? Are we actually going to get relegated to League 2 for the second time? And you know what? I'm not even going to say in this video whether I'm Wellings out, whether I'm bored out, or anything like that. I'm not going to say that at all. That's not what it's about tonight. Tonight's about the performance. But I do want to mention something without saying what my stance is. When John Ryan was in charge, we never went to League 2. Only way was up. Obviously back to League One, etc. But in terms of League Two, we left League Two for the last time before that 16-17 season and never looked back. Under the current regime, if we go down this year, that's 2 League Two relegations. Well, 2 relegations to League Two.
Rome is still a game! Rome is still a game!